and welcome to Life Change Community. Have you ever felt like an outsider looking in? It can happen in life. It can happen at work. It can happen in families. It can happen in churches. It's been interesting to observe through my life the times I have felt very much like an insider and the times I felt very much like an outsider. When I was a little boy, we moved quite often. So I was frequently the new kid at a school. It's a tough place to be. On one occasion, during recess, the teams were being chosen for flag football. I was the new kid. Nobody knew me or knew how athletic I might be. They just didn't know me. So the captains of the two teams picked, and finally one of the captains said, "Okay, we have our teams. Let's start." And they ran onto the field, and I was the only kid left standing, unchosen. All these years later, I still remember that. And then I got into the world of church, and as the speaker, the pastor, the staff minister, there was immediate inclusion. Invited to every social gathering and a part of every significant meeting and on each ministry team. And I never felt like the outsider. And then I failed. And then all of a sudden, for the first time in my church life, I was the outsider. Even when I started going back to church over a year ago and pulling up in strange church parking lots, not that the churches were strange, but I hadn't been there before, I found myself for the first time knowing what an unchurched person felt like. Sitting in a pew alone and wondering if people would say hi and wondering if there were other people who were as messed up in their life as I was in mine, and all of those feelings. And then not being invited to small group gatherings or holiday parties. I knew what it was like to feel like an outsider. I suppose that's why the story of the prodigal son has such significant meaning in my life. This young man who was part of family, and then he was a part of a social network, and they abandoned him when his money ran out. And then he said, the only place where I ever really felt like an insider was back with my father and back with my family. And then on his way home, his dad reinforces that belief by welcoming him with open arms and love, putting him right back into the level of family member he'd been when he left. His old clothes back, and his old room back, and his status back, and his influence, and his part of the family, his seat at the dinner table, all that given right back to him. Except by his older brother in the story of Jesus. And with his older brother, he felt like an outsider. Will I ever be included in my brother's heart again? I find myself wondering that when it comes to church. I'm in a new church now, and I have a wonderful pastor. He has embraced me and made me feel very much a part of his family, part of the church family. And we have some Christian friends, and they make that sense of family very, very real. But there is a part of me that still wonders how the other brothers and sisters in the family feel. I guess only time will tell. For this day, I'm very, very thankful for the way God accepted me back and how He's been helping me heal this last year and a half. And I'm very thankful for the handful of Christians who, as brothers and sisters, have helped me feel included. And Life Change Community exists as a voice to let you know that you're included too. No matter who you are, no matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, no matter what you still might be doing, we're going to love you while you process that with God. While you seek for answers and study the Bible and maybe even attend a church on the periphery, we're going to love you back to the family. We're going to let you know there's a place at the table for you. I've needed that in my life, and it's changed my life. And being welcomed back, that'll change your life too.